Available through Amazon and other major bookstores. Hello, it's me again. Hope you enjoyed the puppets this morning. I wanted to do comments with them because we had so many great ones. But I also want to finish reading, excuse me, this chapter of The Search. Sheridan had just finished telling part of her story of being in Egypt and being married to her new friends at the cafe, cook and service. That's what they like to be called. Anyway, and then she mentioned her husband's name was Mark. Well, then she mentions Michael. And it's like, Michael? Who is Michael? But if you remember, at the beginning of the story, we talked about she had been a widow for 3 years, so Mark isn't. Anyway, on with that part of the story. Michael is a dean of historical studies at the university. He's never been married. I think he's too married to his work. But we've been dating for about a year now. He was the one who pushed me to write my book, Living Bedouin, after my doctoral thesis. That was such a journey back to the time with Mark. It was so cathartic, and I finally had to face the horrible things that were chasing me all those years. What horrible things were those? Cook asked, as Service nudged him. Sheridan hung her head. That's where Mark was killed. We had gone to the dig. He had found some Aramaic script on one of the walls in a small chamber. It wasn't deep, but it was hard to get to the chamber. I had to crawl through a very narrow passage on my belly to get to it. Mark had mixed feelings about taking me in there. I was getting through my first trimester, and he wanted me to see it. Nevertheless, he was afraid for the baby and me. I was the one who insisted it would be fine. Sheridan's eyes started to tear up. It was like stepping back in time. We couldn't read it, but we had experts who read dead languages back in the States. Tears filled Sheridan's eyes, and she used the napkin to wipe her face. Mark knew enough about ancient Aramaic to know that's what it was. He took all kinds of pictures. He sent me back out of the chamber with a memory card full of pictures of the writing and the inside of the chamber. I didn't get more than a few steps. I don't remember it to this day, but they said an insurgent pushed me off my feet with his horse and threw a pipe bomb in the cave where Mark was. Well, it wasn't really a cave. Sheridan's voice quavered as she threw her hands in the air and started shaking. Her speech slurred and she couldn't find her words. She was looking down at drops making ripples in her teacup. That's when I lost both. Mark and the baby died that day, and I woke up in a Cairo hospital weeks later. Sheridan, Service was hugging her. She reached across the table and gave her kind of a hug. Come back to us, sweetie. You are safe. Nobody can hurt or take anything away from you here. Do you hear me, Sheridan? The fugue passed and Service's voice filtered through. Sheridan hated when she lost herself. She felt embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I still seem to suffer from some post-traumatic episodes. She pushed her cup away as though it was her past. That's enough about me anyway. You tell me about Hidden, please. I haven't seen any other streets except, well, street. Are any of these buildings homes? Where are the children? Her mind was racing, and she needed something to help her back. Are you sure, Sheridan? Why don't you just drink your tea and relax for a while? No, please. If you talk about something else, it helps me come out of this stupid haze. It's like talking to my thoughts and changing direction. Service nodded. Okay, I get it. All of the buildings are shops, but most do have an apartment on the second floor, so we live comfortably. We don't like many possessions. They just cause too much worry. In fact, we depend so well on each other that we don't even need to use money. How unusual and refreshing. Sheridan's mind went back to Egypt again for a moment. The only other people I've known that live such a simple life are the Bedouins. She shook her head to come back to the present again. How do you get supplies? I haven't seen or even smelled any farms or crops. Are there any children living here? Cook inserted himself into the conversation. Some supplies are delivered, but most we take care of ourselves. Most of us don't have any children, and those who do, their children are all gone now. Ah, Sheridan's mind cleared, and she was back in the present. So is that like a retirement community or something? That's something we'll explain later. Service cut the conversation short. It's time for a quick sandwich for lunch. And then you are off to visit the rest of the town. Oh, Service, I am much too full from breakfast. I didn't realize we'd chatted so long. Well, let me give you a sandwich to take along. Cook said, I have your ham with bacon and cheddar all ready. I even put some sweet mustard on it for you. How did you know that was my favorite sandwich? Is it? Well, it's a good thing for you that I made you my specialty, Cook replied with a smile. There is something under the layers of Hidden I am determined to discover, Sheridan taunted them. She hoped to get some kind of response, either affirming or denying her remark. She wanted them to reveal something. Oh, you're on your way now, girl. Service smiled and gave her a little nudge on the back. Oh, and Sheridan, please stay on this side of the street. The angel choir likes their solace. And we have a sort of invisible barrier that we all try to respect. Taylor crosses over to take them new robes. Okay, I'll try, Sheridan replied with a puzzled look at the two. I'll be back later, but if the angel choir is not outside, why can't I cross the street and check out the other buildings? No, not outside, Sheridan. Look and listen. The choir does that all day long. They will not notice you or break their bond to speak to you. Service tried to explain. That sounds kind of rude, Sheridan retorted. It won't once you have a better understanding of Hidden. Cook finished the conversation and opened the door for Sheridan. It seemed Cook had the final word in the matter. Sheridan left the cafe realizing they had revealed a lot to her in the last moments of the conversation. However, what they revealed only created more questions. She was beginning to see a pattern developing. Each citizen she spoke to seemed to develop a very quick, friendly, or at least somewhat personal relationship with her. Yet none of them gave her answers that didn't bring forth bigger questions. She felt as if they were examining her. Sheridan took another step past the stoop of the cafe, more determined than ever to find the essence of Hidden. And that is the end of chapter 2. So, I will see you tomorrow. We love you. I guess I will see you Monday. But you've got 2 today, so we're good. I love you all. Please do subscribe, share, like, and don't forget the notification button. It's good to have one more chapter done.